Hey, Mark, how's it going?
Like in the heat?
No.
I mean, a couple hours, let's say in the afternoon is always the hottest. Mornings are good, but even right now, I just took Ted out and it's a pressure cooker out there.
It's
But
hot, man.
not complaining. It's okay. Just drink lots of water.
When I used to have a pool, I loved it. I lived in the pool.
Yeah, well, that's it. And to that point, I went for a paddle with a group last evening, and you couldn't believe how busy the beaches were, Manette's, and how many people were in boats, sea-doo, paddle boards, dinghies, you name it. They were out in the water. It was nice. Like I was surprised, but a bit of a breeze came up. But you
Well,
know,
I actually walked Gracie after dark, and normally I don't.
yeah, I did the same thing.
And well, I don't because of, me by myself after dark, right? But there was so many people there.
Yeah,
Kids, families, everything. Like you didn't have to worry about nothing.
no, it was busy. So we're going to talk about Innisfil, the halfway point, a little bit past the halfway point. We got tied up this week with business, but we'll give a bit of a snapshot the way the market is in that community. Transactions are down 29%, which we're seeing it's in line with Barrie. Barrie was 22, so it's kind of in line. We're seeing the same kind of things.
No, Barry was 51.
Is it 51, Barrie? Oh, May was 22 for the month, right? So
51%.
okay.
Innisfil's not faring as bad as Barry right now.
Usually it's reversed, eh?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
uh yeah, I mean there's some inventory, but inventory's climbing quite a bit too in both markets.
Yep.
My thoughts are on that before we dig in the numbers is I think too many people are looking at, including sellers, including agents as well. They're looking at what is listed and they're going, okay, well, they're listed at this and they're 2,700 square feet. So let's go in that range because that seems to be the range, but it's not working, right? I mean, this is a tough market right now. And, I had a discussion with another colleague of mine too, and he thinks that some agents are trying to, you know, keep it that way or manipulate the market a little bit. I kind of disagree with them, but if we're all doing the same thing and we're not getting the result, then something has to change. And I think the pricing in a lot of categories I'm even seeing some overpricing even in lower price points today. Market's not there for overpricing today. It's just
No,
not.
no, it's not.
Okay.
Well, and also, I don't necessarily think it's just the agents. I think it's the clients. Like I've been on a couple listing appointments this week and they're looking at their neighborhood and you know, they know what the sales are.
So they know what the sales are. So then what are they listing at? So if you're listing, what do they want? Are they looking at the sales? Are they looking at what they sold? Are they looking for what they listed it for?
I think both.
Like, well, they gotta look at what sold because look at the amount of
But
termination.
the thing is there are some selling at, you know, a decent price here and there.
100%. Yes, you're right. We've seen some, and we've seen some. I saw this property sell on Sedgewood. This is a little bit while ago, 1.3 and change. Okay, size bungalow, nice street, backs on the green space, nice pool, but wow, sold pretty quick area,
Yeah.
right? We are seeing that in the market, but the market isn't 2022, I think pricing is really wrong in a lot of categories.
Yeah,
And
well, they are. I agree.
when we're seeing the amount of terminations yesterday on the board, and we're seeing, oh, we started at 1.4, now we're down to 1.1, and we've got it listed for 90 days. That's a big reduction,
I
right?
know.
So I don't know why, I think it's just if it's the agents, then we're just frustrating the sellers. If it's the sellers, then we're just frustrating the market and buyers and listing agents and buying agents.
Well,
And
and once you've sat there for so long, now you have a stigma too, which doesn't help.
100%, right? Or then they try different pricing strategies. Oh,
Yeah.
let's go on a $1.2 million. Let's go 899. And then you see it going back up to 1.2. And then you see it going down a little bit at 1.5. And like it's just all over the map. So I think the strategies aren't working today. That's
No.
my so
I
anyway,
I say just price it properly and let it sit there. If the market's slow and things aren't selling, it
that's
sits
it.
there.
It's gonna sit there and you know, next week the kids are done school.
Mhm.
Holidays are checking in.
Well,
People
look
are-
at how many look at the couple listings I had, and I never reduced. We waited out the winter and we got our price.
Yeah,
Oh,
but that's not everybody though. That's frustration. To me, I don't think that's just me. I don't like those strategies of just waiting and waiting because you don't know.
well,
Then
but the point is that if the market is dead in January and December and nothing is selling, I'd have to give it away to get rid of it. And we don't need to give it away.
no, that you're better off maybe to cancel it, whatever. Whatever.
Yeah.
You got
Yeah.
closing, you got some choice. So okay, let's go
Okay.
through take through the numbers.
So 40 sales this year, 56 last year, 29% decrease. 393 actives.
That's up a lot, right? Because we're seeing the Innisfil 315, 320 range.
Yeah,
Up.
it's up a lot.
It's up a lot. It's consistent.
So 5 to 600, 7 sales this year, 2 last year, active 7.
Yeah.
Now we need to talk about the fact that 5 to 600 in Innisfil, there's like nothing
No,
anyway.
doesn't even really exist.
That's why there's only 7 actives.
Right.
And that's probably why there was only 2 sales last year.
That's right.
6 to 7, 500 or 5 sold. 4 last year.
Yep.
30 active.
So yeah, that's a low range. Like, so that's again, there's some cottages too in that range, townhouse, the odd townhouse as well in there.
And you know what else I noticed? That in this range, there's a lot at like under 1,000 square feet.
They're tiny.
Yeah.
So 16% of the inventory is selling in the 6 to 7 range. And again, that 6 to 7 range in Innisfil isn't like the 6 to 7 range here in Barrie. Like it's just, it's not a real active range down there. Let's be honest.
No.
Right. You know, but 16% of the inventory is selling. The other 84% isn't selling. There's what people need to look at.
Yeah. 7 to 8, 4 sales last year, 12.
Yeah.
28 active.
And again, that 7 to 8 range, detached townhouse.
Yeah.
You know, and that's a big drop. Right. That is a big drop compared to.
Well, it is a big drop. And but there's only 28 active. But what's funny to me is 8 to 9, 11 sales this year, 9 last year. It actually went up
Yeah.
by,
Yeah.
you know,
And if it's not the right inventory, that's not going to sell. People want.
yeah.
Right. So we got, especially in those lower ranges, it does, as you can see, as we progress more through the higher, you know, the ranges, inventory starts to, you know, again, we know Innisfil's a community of 1 million and over. That's where the bulk of the listing, you know, you look at the number right there. Like,
Well, this is the thing that's funny. So 9 to 1 million, 4 sales, 8 last year, 44 listings.
yeah.
But when we get over 1 million, 13 sales this year, 12 last year. So there's actually one more in that category, but we have 186 actives, almost 200 actives. So like the bulk is all coming from the high price.
Yeah. 50% of the inventory is in that over 1 million range. There's a lot of product out there. There's a ton, but we have seen some, you know, we're seeing some, I'm not gonna say great things in that range in this, because nothing's really great right now, but we're seeing some sales happen. But in some of those sales, people, trust me when I say this, those sellers have really been trying for months. They just don't go up and sell in 2 weeks. The odd one does if it's in a you know, the right area, the right time for the buyer. Yes, but in that range, it's typical to see triple days on market, large decreases in price as well to finally fit the market.
Mm-hmm.
Right. That's
But Innisfil isn't as bad off as Barrie right now.
no. Mm-mm. It's only the midway through. You know, there's still some time to pick up some sales, but it's going to be double digits decrease transactions.
Mm-hmm.
You know, now we're starting to see You know, it's gonna be interesting to see where the prices are compared to last year. We're starting to see some progression down, I think, in some categories.
Oh, you know what else I wanted to talk about? So
Uh,
do you remember last year I had a buyer and we bought it like at this time? There was multiple offers in June last year.
Yeah, I've seen some looking at the very numbers. Yep, yep,
Last year we had a little flurry.
yep,
Like, I don't know if you remember last year, there would be like a dead spot and then you'd have 2, 3 weeks of a flurry
yep.
and we'd sell a lot and there'd be multiples. Well, June was one of those flurries because I was in multiple offers all the time with David.
Yeah, June was a busy month last year. It was pretty busy, right? And it can be, and you know, not this month so far, right? So yeah, I remember you doing those sales and stuff like that, and looking at the board too, and seeing last year's numbers. Yeah, prices are a little bit off from last year.
Mm-hmm. And
Not much.
there
Yeah.
was a flurry of buyers where we're not seeing that flurry this year.
Well, look how much cost of living's gone up over the last year. Look how many
I
more
know
people,
everybody's suffering.
everybody's suffering. Why are we still having a stress test in? Like, why is this? This makes no goddamn sense.
Well, I was talking to another agent that's working in the, you know her, and she's working in like the building industry, decks and fences and stuff. And they're having like one of their slowest years ever too.
Damn right.
People don't have the money to do fences and decks and improvements.
No.
Like every industry tied to the housing industry is suffering.
Yeah. And even in the US, the housings are down. So again, I didn't read the article, but housing is slipping down there as well in certain states, right? And which is
Yeah.
normal, right? So, and their economy is a lot stronger than ours. So, you know, it's going to be interesting to see what happens. You know, I still think we'll finish out the year, you know, double digits decreases in transactions. You know, if we see some more rate cuts, which I'm confident we're going to see, because I'm sure it's not rosy out there. You know, when was the last time that the air show was on in here in Barrie? When was the last time that you saw food trucks at an air show that Barrie allowed it? They never allow food trucks. Let's just be honest. There were a bunch of them down at the waterfront.
Oh, Mark, the Barry has put up a notice on their website looking for food trucks for the beach area now.
It makes sense. It
It
just
does make sense.
like let these people, you know, there's a bunch of them around. They have some good damn products. How convenient. You're going for a walk with your dog. Yeah, I'd like a little slushy. I'd like a water. I'd like maybe a little snack. I'd be all over that.
Yeah, I
All over.
know.
So, you know, the consumer's cutting back. Let's see what happens. I don't think I have much more. I think
Yeah, that's it.
so.
I think people need to hit our like or subscribe or drop us a comment.
Yeah. And anybody wants some information on the Innisfil Simcoe County real estate market, reach out to Diane and myself. I'd love to help you out. Okay.
Perfect.
Stay
See
cool.
ya.